All right, here we go. I'm sorry I didn't do a report in May. I had a problem in May, a physical problem, and I'm still trying to recover, but I'm back here to talk. We'll talk a little bit about May. There are some surprises, some very good developments in Blackbox. And we'll also talk about June, which was a very good month, and even July. It's 4th of July right now, and I'm knocking on $100 already for the first 4 days of July. So there's a lot of good things to talk about. Let's get started. So as mentioned, I've had a little bit of a health problem. This is my leg, and these are the screws in it. It's my leg is sponsored by Home Depot. Okay, that's a joke. Don't take it seriously. I broke my leg when I was 17, and it was crooked, and this joint down here did not line up with my ankle, and that's worn my ankle out over the years. And so they cut across the bone here and put in a part of a cadaver bone to make that ankle square up. And that should give me a little bit of extra life and mobility. This is what it looked like before putting the cast on. So I've been laid up with my leg elevated for the last month and have not been able to do any stock video. But the nice thing is that you still make money. Even when you're not doing it, and even when you're unable to take part in a hobby. To me, this is a hobby. I'm still learning, and I appreciate you coming along for the journey. There's another interesting thing that we ought to talk about right off the bat. When May ended, I had $240 in sales, and before the payout, I was surprised to see that it was $370 and 38 cents. And I looked back and I found this. This is a screenshot. Let's see if I can make it. No, that's not what I wanted. Make it a little bigger here. So this is what we're getting. I went ahead and clicked the option to participate in subscription and discount pack sales. And this is not all of the discount and subscription sales that I received for the month of May, because I went from $240 to $370. So there's about $130 worth of sales. The ones that came in at the same time I was able to get a screenshot of, because that stuff ages off. It's no longer on my earnings report. But you can see here how it's listed: discount pack curator. So these are discount pack sales where I only got 20%. Discount pack curator, $840, another 20% of who knows how many. I don't even know what it sells. Discount pack does not say curator, another $845. So that I have to assume means that I own them 100%. And then subscription down here, $72, and subscription down here, subscription parentheses curator, $5.66. Altogether, there must have been about $130, $140, because, as I've noted, it went from $240 to $370. Now, when you're looking at June, I'm at $630, and that's going to grow. That's going to grow because about the middle of July here, I'll get those subscription discount pack sales totals will come in, and this will be, I'm thinking, around $800. I'll let you know next month, or when it comes in, I'll just do a short video. But it looks to me like these subscription sales are really going to boost my monthly average, and that is good news. At least that's my initial anecdotal understanding. Okay, let's look at the earnings. We're going to go from, we'll just do June. June 1st to June 30th, and within that time frame, without including any of the subscription sales, We're looking at, well, now look at that. Oh, because it says July 4th. I was going to say $700. That didn't seem right. Okay, so we're going to June 30th. 620. So it said 631 on the other page. It says 620 here. I think that there's maybe some sales from other days that were somehow tabulated on that. But we're going to go with this number, 620. Expand this to 100 entries per page. That'll show all 54 of the clips that I sold as a creator and a curator. So let's get into some just general statistics right now. So we're looking at $620 of the sales. Now, like I say, there's going to be more. I wouldn't be surprised if this was closer to $800 or even more when my subscription sales are tabulated. Subscription sales tail a little bit, so you don't get them until it's all totaled and separated. It takes a little while. So by the time the 20th comes and my payout comes, I expect this number to be bigger. I'll be surprised if it is not. But right now, we'll just look at this, 620. Good month by any standards, by my standards anyway. Of these 54 clips that were sold, 16 of them were 100% mine. That means that right here where it says earning type, it doesn't say curator, it says earning, like this one 1088, or this one 2149, or this one 26, and here's a big one 54, here's a really big one 59. So those earnings totaled, there's 16, 100% were mine, and if it was just my clips, I didn't do any curation, I would have earned $405.52, and that's $25.36 on average per clip sold. That means that 38 of the 54 clips were ones where I had a partial earning. Generally, that's 20%. And out of those, I averaged $5.67. So 38 were curator, and the average was $5.67. That all totals up to 620, almost 621. There was one clip that sold, the clip that sold for the highest this month was this one right here. Now it's $44.24, so that's not that high of a sale, right? Except that that's only 20%, which means this sale was closer to around $200 in total, with about 180 or so going to the creator, who is Tristan Turner. This is a shot of a rear view mirror, side mirror, on a car going down the road in the Mojave Desert. You never know what's going to sell, and you never know what the buyer wants to put in at some type of production where he needs a license. The reason you get these $200 plus sales is because the person had to buy an extended use license, meaning that it's going to be in a commercial or TV or movie or something like that, or something that is reoccurring or he wants to use over and over again. So that would have been over $200. That would have been the highest sale. The highest sale of mine is down here, and it's these grizzly bears in Teton National Forest. It's $59.73. Grand Tetons, this is bear 299. They number the bears and give them tags, and this is a famous bear. She has 4 cubs, and you can count them here. There's 1, 2, 3, and just as they start to leave, the 4th one pops up right there. 4 cubs, grizzly bears in the wild, and that one sold for $60. That's the highest one for me, although I had another one here, $56. This is an editorial clip of kids in a refugee camp in Iraq. If you don't know, I work I build and fund hospitals, schools, and clinics in the Middle East. I go there about every other month, and so it gives me opportunity. I don't walk around with a big camera because I think it's just not good for the kids, and I don't want them to think that I'm there to make stock video. But I'll sneak a clip now and then from my smartphone. That's what this is, and I sold a number of those. Here's another one down here, sold for $40. There's a refugee camp in Iraq. after ISIS. I sell those quite a bit. Okay, let's get some other statistics out. Nature and landscape. Clips like this, with the clouds going over the mountain road. Another type would be this. I'm driving down a desert road, or a time lapse such as this. And my very favorite, I sold this clip twice this month, right here, a Milky Way time lapse. This is a very saturated category, and yet I captured this Milky Way time lapse, uploaded it, and it sold almost immediately. In fact, it sold twice. Even though there's thousands of Milky Way time lapses, here it is. This is a same night, different camera. If you're going to go up and do something like this, bring every camera you have, right? Because you have limited time to capture such a phenomenon. But it's sold twice, and that's very exciting to me. That means that even in a saturated category, something that I'm doing, I must be doing it right. Anyway, I'm calling those landscape, nature and landscape, and I sold 18 out of the 56, did we say? 54 clips, 18 of them can be categorized as nature and landscape. Time lapses, I sold 5 of. A couple of mine, a couple of Tristan Turner's. He does a lot of landscapes. People with releases. Okay, that's going to be like this girl doing Taekwondo, where you have a release. That one's on a green screen. There's another one here. Beautiful model getting hit in slow motion with a water balloon. Now, who doesn't want to see that? Okay, that's a clip with a release. And here's one of Sabrina. She has a great eye for doing amazing videos. This is a self thing. She must have set the camera up, or maybe. Anyway, so that's her looking on an iPhone, and that's just the kind of clip that's always going to sell. So of those models with releases, there were 11. People where I didn't have a release, editorial, like the refugee one that I sold. Here's another one I sell quite regularly. This is me doing pretending to be an asthmatic and use an inhaler. I'm not asthmatic. I don't use an inhaler. It was just for fun, for stock concept and idea. Okay, there's sometimes you don't have a release, like when Ivan Canabrava went to visit the indigenous people in the Amazon rainforest, and he wasn't able to get releases, but it sells anyway. Refugee camps, I've already showed you. Sold a number of them. Here's another one. None of these ever have releases. But they sell nonetheless. Okay, so those editorial ones with people in them, I sold 9. And then travel videos, such as this one. This is done by Michael Snyder in Southern California when he was on vacation to Mexico. He's another guy who has a great eye, just really good at realizing that he's got some stock video there, and this one probably did with his smartphone. So those kind of travel shots, well, that would also be editorial with people, frankly. But travel shots there were 11 of them. And then I've had an assortment of other things. I call this like a DIY. This is a guy putting brakes on his car, unpacking the new discs. And then later in the month we sold him putting the discs on the car. So that kind of thing. And you might also put cooking in here. Tristan does a lot of cooking shots with his talented homemaking wife. and he's got a cinema camera that does 4K and 120p, so those shots are always dreamy and beautiful. Those kind of shots, we sold quite a few of those, and then just an assortment of other things. One thing that sells regularly, so I got a friend who I do curation for who lives in Nigeria, and these type of shots, as you can imagine, not easy to get. Because there's not a lot of people in West Africa who have a drone, right? But he does. And so we get these shots, and none of them sold in May. It was the only month since I've known him that none of his clips sold, but we've selling a lot of them in June. So a good month for him. That's the type of, here's another, by the way, this is protests by indigenous people in Brazil, in Brasilia. But there's all kinds of protests going on now. Roe versus Wade and other political things coming up in the United States. There's a lot of opportunity to catch editorial work. I don't know how much it's going to sell, but I can tell you from the past that those things come up now and then, and they sell on a regular basis. So that's my report for the month of June. So good luck. Hope your stock video sales are going well. If you have any questions, let me know. Let me just tell you one more thing. I'm going to use this money and I'm going to buy some equipment. I'm going to buy a slider and a pan and tilt mechanism. I'm going to get some. I'm going to upgrade some of the things that I have, and I'll do some reviews on that equipment as it pertains to stock video, as it relates to stock video creation. So you can watch the review not only if you want to buy one of those things, which may or may not be the case, but more importantly, how to use tools to get better results and to get to add value to the clips that you are uploading and hoping to sell. I hope it'll be helpful. I hope I'll be able to do it here soon, have the health and strength to do so, and I appreciate your kind support. Have a nice day.